Good morning. It is Monday, November 13th, 28. Oh my God, 2018,
Yeah, not yet.
2017. This is the Bitter Knitters podcast. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey,
Ryan can't be here this morning. Hopefully he'll be able to come on Wednesday. How was your weekend?
it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Didn't really do much. No, sat around, watched the Leafs.
I saw the nice pictures that your wifey was posting from out west.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Holy cow.
Yeah, they seem to have a good time.
That's nice. Good for them. I didn't do too much either. We had a goodbye dinner for one of the girls leaving work yesterday, and that made me all sad, crying and stuff.
Emotional.
Yeah, she's like, she was like one of my little work daughters, so happy she's leaving to a slightly better job.
Just slightly better.
Well, she'll get benefit.
Oh, so it's definitely better then.
Yeah. She's going to work at Starbucks, though, so I'm not going to say that's great, because I feel like people at Starbucks are such assholes. The customers.
Yeah.
Like, I want 20 shots of this and that and this and that. Like, just take the fucking drink.
They kind of bred that fucking culture, though. Starbucks did. So, you know what? Yeah. You made your bed. Fucking lie in it.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's going to get more money. She's going to get a, better benefits. So good for her.
Right on.
And she's got a great personality. So I can't imagine too many customers are going to be mad at her.
Yeah. You'll be surprised.
Yeah. I just want to do a little rant before we get into the show. I hate when you go to a website, you CNN especially, I'm talking to you, when you go to a website and your fucking video autoplays.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, just fuck off. I don't like watching a video. I don't like to watch, I don't go to CTV News, and if I open a link and a video starts playing, I just shut it. I get so mad. But now I have to have these news articles, and then like the minute I go there, these stupid videos are playing and they're loud and they're piss off.
Yeah, it takes you right by surprise.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, you're not a freaking pop-up, Like, you're supposed to be a credible news source. Enough with your pop-up.
I've had an issue with that when you consider the prevalence of people using their mobile phones. What if I'm not on Wi-Fi and I'm on my data? And now you're forcing me to fucking eat through my data by me watching some video that I don't give a flying fuck about.
Exactly.
Just because I'm on your website doesn't mean I give two shits about every fucking thing you have to say.
And it's not even an ad. Not that I like the ads. I get why people have ads on their websites, at least. It's not even an ad. It's just a news source from the anchors telling the story. I'm there to click and read an article. Yeah.
But even that, though, it just kind of shows that people nowadays, they don't want to read. They don't want to read it. They just want the fucking give me the bullet point fucking presentation. Have some asshole tell me about it, and I'll go on my fucking way.
I much prefer, and I find like people that comment on stories, the ones that don't just read the headlines.
Yeah.
The people that actually comment on stories, they're the same sort of way. They want to read a story. They don't want to just have that, a video.
See, I feel like
I get more out of reading a story than I get from hearing a story.
Yeah. See, I find it's the people that are commenting that are just reading the fucking headline and just
there's a lot
basing their opinion off some fucking 2-second like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just fucking stop with your autoplays. Yeah. I like that. Remember Facebook had the autoplay videos? If somebody had a video, at least you can turn that off.
Turn that off. Yeah. YouTube, same thing. You can always turn the autoplay option off on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's always
I have to because my daughter uses my YouTube account all the time. So like I'll have these random K-pop videos or 5 seconds of summer popping up. And I'm like, no, I don't want to hear you. 5 seconds of summer.
Oh, fucking K-pop.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll say this about K-pop. They're not singing about, eating assholes. And they're not singing about...
Do you know that, though? Do you speak Korean?
I don't speak Korean. But I will say this. It's a pretty... modest society, I guess I'll say. Even though the girl is just fairly sexy and the boys are very plasticized with a lot of makeup.
Oh yeah.
They're not overly sexual in the sense that what they're singing about. You can read the words at the bottom. They transcribe it so you can see what they're saying. One song is it's called War of Hormones, and he literally talks about he gets a pimple.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's some of the stuff is pretty funny. Anyway, I just want to say there was two big earthquakes yesterday. The
Yeah.
Iran-Iraq border. So far, more than 370 people have died, and it was a 7.3 magnitude earthquake. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, it was like 2,500 injured.
Yeah,
It was a big one.
and I mean, people are under rubble, so I'm sure the
Yeah.
death toll will climb.
Oh yeah.
It's a pretty remote village too, so it's not like they've got the state-of-the-art medical equipment that they're going to need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always sad when that stuff happens. And Costa Rica
Yeah.
had a 6.5, and so far 135. That might have grown actually, because I'm looking at one from 11 hours ago. 170 from 7 hours ago.
Yeah.
So sadly, I'm sure that also will have you know, but you know, it's sad.
I was watching a show the other day on this about people that live on fault lines and in what are they called? Like the volcano craters. There's
Ring of Fire?
No, there's an actual term for the I can't think of it. I want to say dole, but it's not a dole. But anyway,
Caldera,
that's it. Yes, on volcano calderas. Apparently, like we're drawn to it because of how fertile the land is. Like they're just amazing for farming along these fault lines, along these calderas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sucks because then you get stuff like this, you know, where thousands and thousands of people are now at risk.
You're taking a chance. Right? Yeah. I mean, look at Iceland, right? You've been there, right?
The whole island's a fucking volcano.
They're using the thermal energy, or you look at Hawaii. Look how lush that is.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And they've constantly got a volcano going. Luckily, it's not the kind that fucking pops up and puts out a lot of, you know, ash and poison gas.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's pretty dangerous. But what are you going to do? You live there, and I'm sure if you're living in Iran or Iraq, you probably don't have a lot of money or chances to move somewhere. So.
Well, and I never really, I mean, I guess I never really put much thought in it, but I never really looked at that part of the world as being at high risk for seismic activity.
They have a lot. I remember they had that one, I think between the time my kids were born, so like probably around 2000, 2001, and like 100,000 people died. And I remember seeing the pictures of just like babies and everything. And it was a coworker and I sat in the back of the hair salon and we were crying because it was just so awful.
Oh, it's tragic as hell because there's no warning. Yeah. There's literally no warning. Like you have no clue that you know this shit's gonna happen. And really, when the earth is shaking, where do you go? Where do you flee? What do you do?
You can't.
You know?
You can't. I mean, stand in the doorway as the building collapses.
Right? Like, that's really going to help you out. Like, it's...
And you're talking about a place that wouldn't have... I mean, Tokyo, San Francisco, they've got some earthquake-proof building, right?
Well...
As much as you can be. I mean, nothing's 100%. But, you know, for smaller level of earthquakes, some of these buildings are safer, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, when a 7.2 hits you...
Yeah. Even then, I found out like that whole rating system, and I thought it was pretty cool. So, like, to go from a 6.0 to a 7.0 means that earthquake is now magnetized by 1,000 times. So it's 1,000 times stronger, the 7.0, than the 6.0 is. So, like, when you really think about that way, and when you kind of understand and grasp that, like, that's some power. Like, that's some real fucking, like, I'm happy that I live in an area that, I mean, we've gotten a few really, really small ones.
Yeah. Have you ever felt one?
Yeah. I was sitting up front waiting for a friend to come pick me up, sitting on my stoop having a smoke, and all of a sudden my ass starts to wiggle. I'm like, what the fuck? Like a train must have crashed or something.
Yeah.
And I found out a few hours later it was a small earthquake. I was like, huh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I felt two. One in this house where I'm living now, and it was at my old desk. So it was kind of like a rickety old desk. And everything's kind of moved a little bit. And I was like, what was that? And then I saw later it was on. But I felt really strongly. I was in on a 7th floor apartment way back in the 80s or, probably the 80s. And one hit. And the pictures were going, not hard, but I mean enough that they bounced.
Yeah.
And we swayed and we all looked at each other and we're like, what? And we looked out the window and people were running out of the building with their suitcases. And
what the fuck? See,
I know. More now for it.
I mean, I get it. We're inundated with, you know, like disaster pictures and shit like that. So people get scared, but it's like, I've never understood that, like that just instant jump to flee. Like,
well, like nothing even fell over. Like I could see if a bottle fell and you're like, oh my gosh, this is dangerous. But I mean, it just was a gentle swing. We were very lucky. It was a very low one, obviously. I
mean, we don't live in an area of the world with, you know, very dangerous fault lines.
No.
At least us.
No. And
you know.
No, not here in
No,
Toronto.
can't
No.
say that for the people on the West Coast. Like they're due
No.
for a big one.
That's the scary thing. Or they could get a big tsunami.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, wish them well. Hopefully, hopefully they don't get any too big aftershocks, because that's the worry too, right?
Yeah,
The
aftershocks they're because I mean now you're facing already weakened structures, right? So an aftershock and even a small one can end up causing a lot of damage,
right? Because they have those old buildings, they get a bad earthquake, and then the aftershocks come and cause double the devastation.
Exactly, but that's not something people really ever kind of think of in terms of that. Because it's true, the initial earthquake, obviously, it's devastating. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of havoc. But no, it really is the aftershocks that actually do cause the lion's share of the damage.
That's when people are climbing on the buildings, trying to help other people. And
I mean,
excuse me. Yeah. Touch wood, doesn't happen to, us. That's all I can say.
Yeah, really.
I have to say, being in this area of, Canada, pretty lucky. The worst we get is some bad snowstorms or ice storms.
Get some snow, some ice. I mean,
maybe a windstorm during a thunderstorm or something. But we don't even really get that many tornadoes.
No.
Yeah.
Well, too close to the lake. But that lake affects our weather in some of the most beneficial ways I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I know we definitely have a decent little spot. The hard part
nice little pocket.
Yeah. The worst part is that eventually when the war for water occurs, as Alex Jones likes to yell about, we will be ground zero for that one.
This is true. This is true. Okay, well, let's have another little update. Our legal marijuana is coming next year.
Yeah, it is.
The Liberals released what they plan on the tax of this. So basically, they're saying not only will you pay $1 per gram in tax, you obviously have to pay your GST, which is our sales tax up here. So he said if you are buying, let me get the exact amount because I'm not good at math here. If you're buying a single gram of pot at $8, then you will be paying $2.17 in tax. So $10.17. I don't know what weed costs. So is that a good deal? Is that a bad deal?
It's $10 a gram. That's it.
That's what you buy from your dealer?
Yeah, $10 a gram.
So it's the same, 17 cents more.
It's the same, yeah.
And this money is going to go to our government and help our schools and our roads, and I'm okay with that.
Now, but that's on how much did you quote that gram costing?
$8. We don't know yet if it's going to be $8.
There it is, right? So again, these are the concerns I've raised the entire time about this kind of shit. It's obviously
I think they're going to have to keep it competitive with what the dealers would sell it for, because obviously if you're going to sell it for $15 a gram and you can get it for 10, no one's going to buy it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, if the quality's not there, I'm not buying it. I'm just going to go to a drug dealer. Like it's but
I think a lot of people were kidding themselves that they thought they were going to get like $5 specials from the government.
No, I figured they'd keep it on par. They'd just keep it to what people normally fucking pay. And obviously they have to tax it. I get that. Like, of course we have to fucking tax it.
That's the whole point of it.
Exactly. But
yeah, and so far at this point, they're planning a 50-50% tax revenue split. So 50 for the province, 50 for the federal government. Now the municipalities are like, hey, what about us? I'm sure they'll get some back somehow.
Trickle down economics. Come on now.
Yeah, trickle down. Well, I mean, of course, the province and the federal government give a lot of money to the cities, so they're going to get money.
Yeah, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, they'll luck out huge from it. Like they really will. Like this is essentially here. It's an untapped resource. We really don't know how big this is going to become. I have a feeling it'll be fucking huge. I mean, there's just this love for cannabis that it'll be hard to.
I remember like 10 to 15 years ago, 70% of Canadians wanted to legalize it then. So I can imagine there's a huge market for it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And we have the most use per capita of any country in the world.
Yeah.
So we're already using it.
Which is kind of fun to think. I mean, we have this reputation abroad as like, the nice, friendly, good to do kind of Canadians. And no, yeah, exactly. It's because we're all fucking stoned off our fucking faces. Fucking coast to coast, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it should be like I'm interested to see how things are going to work out. You know, I'm really interested to go into the store and kind of look at what their menu is going to look like and just see what's there. And I mean, I know that in Ontario, at least, there's not going to be any edibles or anything to start with. But I think it'll be interesting. I mean, they got to be smart. They need to get in like bongs and those little things that you cut it up with and
grinders. Yeah. Well, and that's
you can tell I'm all in the lingo.
Yeah, you're right in the culture. That's it though, you know. I've heard a lot of the legalization of marijuana, but I mean, will paraphernalia still be kind of frowned down upon?
Well, that's the thing. You know, like, look, I follow Bob Marley on Facebook, his page, and they're always pushing his weed products. Obviously, they sell bongs, they sell grinders, they sell papers, everything. So now, if I were to order that in the mail, am I going to get in trouble?
Exactly. You know, I remember being a teenager, and this was that summer in 2003 when marijuana was decriminalized here. It was a great summer. That was probably the best summer of my fucking life. Seriously, we had the blackout. Like, it was a fucking great time to be a teenager. But we got busted with a bunch of fucking weed, but it was all amongst a few friends of ours, so it wasn't enough to consider trafficking. It was all considered personal use. But then we got fucking fucked over for a pipe.
That's the thing.
So it's like, you know, cool. Marijuana's fucking legal now, but I still can't walk around the street with my 5-foot fucking glass bong. The fuck's wrong with you?
For some reason, they don't like that.
They don't like me fucking. I don't know. But yeah, there's just a lot of concerns, you know.
They need to make it clear, and I know they're rolling out this legislation very slowly, which is understandable. They don't want to rush into anything, but I mean, you know, every few days we get some more information, which is good.
Well, I mean, it's approaching fast, you know. It's pretty much right on us now.
We're 7 months away, really.
So, you know, they gotta fucking really take this shit serious. I'm happy that it hasn't really been sidetracked by fucking stupid fucking stoners yet. Yeah. So again, I hate fucking stoners. I absolutely can't stand them. They're fucking stupid fucking pot culture bullshit. But fucking, you know, I'm happy that everyone's kind of just.
What will they do when they're not the counterculture anymore?
Well, that's the funny thing, you know. And I think it was Vice saying this. Being a conservative now is like the counterculture. It's not even being a stoner or being a punk or anything like that. Like, being a conservative nowadays is fucking the counterculture, which kind of makes a little fucking sense when you look at the climate of the world. But it's a weird statement to make. Like, it's a really fucking weird statement to make that conservative people are now the fucking counterculture. Like, really?
Jeez Louise.
Like, Church fucking Betty is part of the fucking counterculture? Are you kidding?
And the freaking, you know, hippies would be turning over in their graves.
You know, because I hear counterculture and I think of like who and how I was when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, greasy fucking not one fuck to give kind of punk rockers, you know, and now to find out that it's fucking fiscally responsible.
Get your Brooks Brothers freaking sweater vests on and
give a fuck about tax reform and you're part of the fucking counterculture. Like, what the fuck is going on in the world?
We're in the upside down. I know you watch Stranger Things. You watch Stranger Things? Oh, we're in the upside down.
Yeah, it's everything's gone fuckity. But no, that's actually a fair point. I never really even thought of that. That, you know, now these people who base their identity off the fact that they fucking smoke weed, which again, to anybody listening that does that, you are the cringiest motherfuckers on earth. Please fucking stop. Like, please stop.
Get rid of your tie-dye shirts and your.
You know what? Rock tie-dye. I don't give a fuck. Don't leave your house with a fucking hat, sweater, and pants all decked out in marijuana leaves, thinking that you're fucking cool, because you're not. You're just a fucking loser, and we're laughing at you.
What will I do with my marijuana leaf neck tattoo, Arthur?
Oh, fuck's sakes.
I don't have that, people.
Makes me cringe.
Another thing that came out last week about the marijuana coming up was advertising.
Yeah.
So there's a group, the Coalition for Responsible Cannabis Branding. They want Canada and the provincial governments to kind of loosen the guidelines for allowing the promotion of brands. I guess I don't think that will work in Ontario, obviously, because it's controlled by the government.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of brands we're going to be having specifically, but I guess I could see things like Marley or some of these other groups, you know, would want to publish, you know, make some advertisements in places like Winnipeg and Saskatchewan, which I think are going to have open markets.
All right, on. The issue is, okay, so paraphernalia aside, the drug itself, and the article you sent, obviously, where they're comparing it to how we advertise tobacco in Canada versus how we advertise alcohol in Canada.
Right.
I do not think that marijuana should be put on the same level as tobacco. I don't.
It's not as harmful.
I mean, smoking it is just as bad as smoking a cigarette. It is. That is seriously the one negative downside of marijuana is the fact that you have to smoke it.
Like, you know, 20 a day.
Just wait. Just fucking
Maybe.
wait.
You might be right.
Oh, I know a few people that fucking smoke that much.
Well, and this is also going to be like, you know, jobs are going to have to like kind of
so much drug.
Like testing. I know when I go to work at my grocery store where I work, you have to basically say you're not going to come to work on drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
So I think that's still going to stand. You're not going to be able to go to your job. You know, you're not going to be able to drive your forklift.
Any fucking machinery, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. But that's the way it is. I mean, you're going to be arrested and charged if you're caught smoking weed and driving.
Yeah.
Or eating weed and driving or huffing it or whatever the fuck you do with it. It's against the law. So you can't do that. So, I mean, I think most jobs probably kind of, I don't know if you sign a contract, but it's kind of understood you don't go to work stoned or drunk.
Well,
right?
yeah, it is a social contract that we all kind of agree to, but most people don't give two fucks about it.
Oh, I know people that would cut hair while they were stoned, and they were good at it.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy cow.
No, I'm not doing that. I can barely fucking function my goddamn TV remote control.
I can't imagine. Like, I mean, can you, like, counting money? Is like you're an accountant or something? Or, I mean, obviously doctors. You can't be a doctor and do that.
No.
Or shouldn't be a doctor doing that.
But I don't know. I don't know if, you know, I'm kind of conflicted on it. Because, I mean, it's true. It can be harmful to the youth, but so is alcohol. And I see alcohol commercials everywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the thing. And we've got, how cool alcohol makes you, right?
Yeah.
In every fucking commercial. You know, the world's most interesting man.
Yeah, right. But you look at how tobacco is advertised here in Canada, and realistically, it's only on, like, sponsorships. And not even. Like, I think the last time I seen a fucking tobacco advertisement was during, like, the Honda Indy or some shit on a fucking car.
Yeah, they don't even. I remember they used to have the Benson and Hedges Symphony of Fire down at Ontario Place.
Yeah.
I mean, now they have I don't even think they have it anymore because nobody's sponsoring it. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I can't see the government tightening the strings on the advertising that hard because, again, this is all about the tax dollars to them. This, you know, I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, finally, you know, the government's allowing us to be free. Well, no, that's not it at all. Like, they just want your fucking money from this. That's the only reason why this is happening. They don't give a fuck about you or your right to fucking be high.
Justin Trudeau pledged $10 billion in infrastructure. That money's got to come from somewhere.
It's got to come from somewhere, exactly. You know, so it's I can't see them, you know, really tightening the strings around the advertising that bad. Yeah. They're gonna have to allow it. Do they do it like they used to have to do with old music videos and shit, where they can only be played after a certain fucking time, and you know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And I mean, when you buy it, right? So when I go to the Cannabis Control Board of Ontario and I go in there, is it going to be in a package like a cigarette where it says, you know, smoking this may lead to blah, 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 or it's going to have nasty teeth or a pregnant woman? You know, is it going to be like that, or am I going to get like a happy face packaging, you know?
Yeah, really. I'd imagine they'd have to have like the warnings and stuff on it because
I think it'll be like buying a package.
Yeah, because it is harmful. Like as much as everyone can bitch and complain, there's no side effects. Yeah, there absolutely is. Yeah. There absolutely is. I mean, you're smoking something. Side effect. Come on. You're inhaling smoke. The human body's not meant to do that. There will be fucking side effects. Yeah. You know, I could never stand that argument from people. Oh, it's absolutely side effect free. Go fuck yourself. You can still develop lung cancer from fucking smoking marijuana. Yeah. Like, and you're stupid if you think otherwise.
Yeah.
You're fucking inhaling
Well, a lot of
smoke.
people will use the tobacco too, right?
Yeah.
To make it burn better. Is that why they add it?
That or they're just poor and they can't afford enough to fucking fill out a joint.
Oh my god, it's so funny. So anyway, we'll have more updates, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Each week a new story comes out, and I'm just fascinated to see. Like, I never really, as much as I always said that it should be legalized, I really never thought it would happen in a long time. So it's fascinating to me to see all this stuff coming out and how it's going to work out.
Kind of on this train though, Jagmeet Singh, and he was addressing the fucking NDP, I think in British Columbia, says that he wants to decriminalize all personal use for all drugs across the board in Canada.
Yeah.
That one kind of pissed me off a little bit.
Well, I get where I don't know if he's taking it from, from other countries, but I know in Portugal, I watched the Michael Moore movie, Where to Invade Next, and he went to Portugal and he was talking to the cops there, and they basically said, all drug use is decriminalized. Now, that doesn't mean they don't arrest drug dealers. But people that are caught and that are addicted, they don't look at them like criminals. When you're stopped for, being stoned or having all kinds of drug problems, they put you in a hospital.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, to me, that's knowing how we here kind of abuse the shit already.
Oh,
you know, like you can go to certain parks and find fucking dirty, discarded needles all over the fucking place. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I don't want to see that shit. I mean, I can still remember being young, living in Scarborough, and fucking finding discarded fucking needles all over the place.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. That's not a way to fucking bring up kids, And to me, it always comes back to that.
Down for decriminalizing it either, because it's just we've already got all these people doing oxy and fentanyl and all this shit.
Like, I understand people thinking that, if it's out in the open, maybe people won't be so prone to, just try to get it all in at once. But no, you're talking about junkies here. Like, they're gonna be fucking overdosing in the streets. Like, no, fuck out of here. I don't like that.
Well, it just kind of makes it like, then my kid comes home. He's like, well, it's decriminalized, Mom. I can shoot heroin.
Exactly. Right? I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. I understand why he said it, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I get the reasoning for it, but I really kind of don't agree with it either.
Yeah.
As liberal as I am, I'm not down for that.
As much as I agree that the American-style war on drugs is a fucking losing battle, one that cannot be won, I don't want to see fucking heroin or meth use fucking normalized at all. At all.
No, me either. I agree with that 100%.
I understand.
Yeah.
I really do. It's fairly relaxing.
Well, and there's not, really, we don't get, most people don't smoke pot and go out and beat people or, or go out and ruthlessly stab somebody. Most of the times that's coming from something else. It's not,
I've never smoked a joint and fucking went to go eat someone's fucking face.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've never overdosed on fucking weed, like you can't do that shit. You can't clog up our healthcare system with fucking marijuana use.
Well, you know what? I will say this. The people in Colorado, they are getting a lot more overdoses because people are consuming it and they're not aware of how much you can get really super high off of edibles.
Oh, edibles is a different story because, and I've explained this, because it's not passing through your lungs, it's passing through your liver. Your liver is now what's processing the THC.
Yeah.
So it can hurt you. It really can, especially if the person that made the edibles doesn't understand how THC can actually affect the human body. That's the thing, though. It's
and they're using super powerful stuff.
Exactly. The purest fucking THC they can find. And they're throwing in this super concentrated fucking edible, and you're gonna, excuse me, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of one of the good things we'll have here. I would assume when we get edibles here in Ontario, the government's gonna,
they're
be
monitoring
and making sure that I think you have to be safe about it, and not everybody's gonna be safe about it. I mean, we get people who OD on alcohol all the time.
Well, and that's
even though that's 100% legal for adults to drink.
Yeah,
people, the nanny state isn't always necessary, but I think in this case, maybe it's a good idea.
For the first little bit.
Yeah, because people are idiots.
Exactly. People are dumb. It's been my narrative for the last little bit, how just good we are at exploiting stuff. And this, is one of those things that you're going to see a lot of people here in Canada exploiting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right on.
Anyway, it should be interesting. Another update. Now, I've just come to the conclusion that everybody in Hollywood is a raper.
Fucking right.
Another person came out against Ed Westwick last week, so
he's denying the claims. And
he is denying it.
You know what? I respect that.
I do too. And he says he's working with the police, so we'll see what comes out of it. It's like I said, I always side with the victim. So until he is proven innocent or not guilty, I'll stand. But Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, he's tied into the Kevin Spacey one as well.
Yeah, his son was groped.
Yeah,
and while he was in the room, but unaware of it, obviously.
Yeah, George Takei.
George Takei, back in the 80s.
Which is funny to me because, I mean, just like you said, you always believe the victim, and so did Mr. Takei, or Takei, however the fuck you pronounce his name. You know, he, during the Cosby thing, during the Weinstein thing, it's, I don't care, I believe the victim, blah, 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 blah. But the second this fucking allegation came out towards him, it's, whoa, wait. You know, we need some proof before we start going on this witch hunt. Like, go fuck yourself. You kind of created this fucking monster, man. And you're going to have to ride this storm because this is a fucking storm that is needed. Like,
on the Takei thing, I'll say this, and I'm not excusing it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we're talking about the 80s, and we're talking about the gay culture.
Yeah.
I mean, if he thought that guy was gay, because he wasn't a minor, he was an adult, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he just thought the guy was into him and he went for it. I'm not excusing it because you don't grab people's dicks or vaginas without their permission. But, I mean, it was a different time. No excuse. It's like saying it's okay for what Harvey Weinstein did. It's not okay. It's bad. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's a different kind of thing, the gay culture, and I'm not excusing it.
The 80s itself, and I've said this and whatever, but there was so much fucking cocaine flowing during the goddamn 1980s that everybody was fucking just crazy. They were all fucked in their fucking heads. It's as terrible as sexual assault and all that kind of shit is. Like, I'm kind of one that's like, it was in the fucking 1980s, man. They were all fucking coked out of their minds. Like,
and he wasn't. I mean, from what I've read in the story, it wasn't like he was a boss.
Yeah, he wasn't using his power to further someone's career or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a good thing to do. Look, don't grab people's private parts. Don't even touch their shoulder if you don't know them that well, because it can be kind of uncomfortable sometimes. But I mean, I've had men I didn't know touch parts of my body I didn't ask them to touch, and I never have felt like I've been assaulted. I was like, ew, please don't touch me.
Yeah.
I had at least the ability to say that to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I never had a boss or a coworker do that to me. I think that would be a very different situation.
Absolutely. Again, you cannot use your power to exploit somebody. You can't say, hey, I'll give you a job if you blow me. But at the same point in time, if I said that to a woman and she goes, okay, well, then, I mean, it's fucked up to say, but at that point in time, you consented to this horrendous fucking thing I just said. You might be scared of losing your job, and I understand that.
Yeah,
but you could.
That's then considered coercion, which is a form of sexual assault, right? That's the same thing with the women giving a landlord blowjob for rent, right? For rent.
I don't know. It's a horrible thing. Like, I'm happy this is all coming to light. I really am.
Too.
It's finally showing that these fucking assholes of fucking Hollywood that have been chirping at us about how we should live our fucking lives. It just goes to show that they're all just as fucked as the rest of us are. Because I've been saying for years, I don't care about what any of you assholes have to fucking say, because I know you guys are all fucking drug addicts and junkies and now proven fucking rapists.
Fucking sickos. I read I go to this site where I read blind items.
Yep.
There's this blind item talking about this rock star from a band who went solo and this is back in the 70s. I think like 1980. And they were talking, and I'm like, who are they talking about? And people started to guess Don Henley. And then people had actual news articles from back in the day where he was. So what happened was he picked up a 15-year-old girl.
Okay.
16-year-old girl, sorry. She had a 15-year-old friend with her. They were both runaways. And he got them stoned on Quaaludes and coke, and he supposedly raped them both and took Polaroid pictures of them.
Mhm.
And the 16-year-old overdosed, and they finally called an ambulance. And while the ambulance was coming, this 14-year-old or the 15-year-old girl apparently stole some Polaroids and got dressed and ran off with the ambulance.
Okay.
Now, this is a news story that she was found at his house, the 16-year-old girl, and that he was charged something to do with the 15-year-old girl, like some sort of like misconduct with, it wasn't a full-on rape.
Yeah.
But like, and then a year later, a 16-year-old girl was found close to his house, OD'd and dead. So the thing is, people are saying that maybe
it was him. Yeah. It's something to do
but
with
like,
it.
I never knew that. I mean, like 15-year-old and 16-year-old when you're a grown man. Gross, buddy. Gross. And I love Don Henley. Now I'm like, you're dead to me.
I don't care. Boys of Summer's still a fucking great song.
I love that song. Came on the radio yesterday, and I'm like, damn it! I don't want to change the station.
Yeah, don't give a shit, bro. I'll still pump that fucking song.
Well, I still listen to Michael Jackson songs, and we know what he did to little boys. So
allegedly,
he paid them off. He settled out of court. I don't care. If you settle out of court, you're fucking guilty in my mind.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. But again, I think it's about time. This shit needs to be exposed. It needs to be brought to the fucking light. Did
I tell you the story about Steven Tyler from Aerosmith?
I don't think so.
I heard your dad used to drive me into the city, and we would listen to the Howard Stern show, which I hated. But he had Steven Tyler on one day, and he was and Howard Stern was loving the story about how Tyler got parents to sign over guardianship of their daughter to him. She was 15 years old. And she was this fucking little fuck toy, and they signed over guardianship to him.
Of course. Fame whores, right?
That's fucked.
Fame whores. You get a lot of them fucking people nowadays.
Yeah, it's okay. Fuck my daughter. It's okay.
It's just... I mean, again, you don't force yourself on anybody. You just don't do it. You don't do it. You don't...
She was into it, obviously, but still.
It's just... Like... I don't even like saying that I'm conflicted on this shit because I shouldn't be. Like, this is, as far as I'm concerned, this should be as black and white a case as a black and white fucking case as ever fucking been. But I do feel like there's some serious fucking gray area in regards to this, solely for the fact of people will fucking whore themselves out for fame and fortune. And at that point, I stop giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I really
15,
do.
As much as you're still a child, at 15, you know.
You fucking
You know what you shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
I knew at 15 I shouldn't go around fucking anybody
Right?
Or going to have sex with some 40-year-old man. No, I knew that was bad.
No, that's wrong. So it is kind of hard for me to feel sympathy for a lot of these people coming forward.
I don't feel sorry for her. I feel disgust for all of them involved. And disgust that she was raised to the point that her parents would sign over guardianship. So.
Yeah. Like, even Liz was talking to me about the Ed Westwick thing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm like, it's true. He has no fucking power. He couldn't end somebody's fucking career. Like, that's so fucking, that's a lie. It's a bullshit lie. I don't know.
Now, granted, maybe her producer, friend, boyfriend, whatever he was, maybe he just said that, making her think he had more power than he had. Who knows?
That just goes to show that you're fucking stupid.
Well, there's a lot of dumb people in the world.
I mean, it's Ed fucking Westwick from Gossip Girl. Like, fuck out of here. Even the fucking main chick, fucking Ryan Reynolds' wife, doesn't have any real fucking pull in Hollywood. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, no. Well, and that leads us to the, the big political story besides who. Roy Moore. So we talked about him. He's the guy who went on stage with his guns and was rootin' tootin', had his gun out on the fucking stage. So now allegations come out through the Washington Post. A girl who said decades ago she was 14 years old and he pursued a sexual relationship with her. He had sexual relations with her of some sort. He denies it, says it's not true. But he has admitted to dating teenage girls in the past. A guy he used to work with at the courthouse said it always, he was in his 30s and he was dating 16-year-old girls. Can you believe that he wouldn't have dated a 14-year-old? I think he would have.
That's a whole lot to unpack.
But this is the thing. Now, he's saying it's obviously character assassination because he's got a big election coming up on December 12th.
Yeah.
To become a senator. So I just think maybe this girl doesn't want him to win, and she came forward with her story. I kind of believe her.
You know, it's a fair point because, you know, he is a gun-toting Republican, and they're not, you know, looked fairly well at right now. So I could see, you know, somebody lying. Because, I mean, here's the other thing. Here's the other fucking side to this. It has been proven time and time again that you can lie about this shit and pretty much get away with it fucking unscathed.
Well, and now there's no way to have proof because it was decades ago.
So long ago, right?
She did have 3 friends with her that she told about while this was happening years ago. So they're like, yeah, I remember Janie telling us the story about her and, you know, more doing it. So now, granted, her friends could lie as well.
Exactly.
We don't know that they haven't been paid off by the Democratic Party. We don't know.
You know, it's like you say, you know, you want to believe the victims, and I do. I always want to believe people when they come forward with this kind of shit. I can never fully fucking do it because people are scum. We fucking lie over the stupidest fucking shit. You know,
we do. You know, I was reading a BuzzFeed article yesterday, and it was like 17 times the internet caught people lying or whatever, and they're lying over this. There's a guy laying out, and he's got, you know, he's laying on a pool or whatever, and he's got the sun in his face, and he's like, oh yeah, just chilling on a beach day, and they got a picture of somebody who knows him filming him out laying in a field.
Yeah, what the fuck is he doing?
Why are you lying about something like that?
Yeah, and I mean, it's everywhere. Yeah, I follow this one Reddit called Quit Your Bullshit, and that's what it all is. It's all fucking calling people out on their stupid fucking lies, you know, and it just really sucks, you know, that the people didn't really heed the that old fable, the boy that cries wolf.
Oh no, people do not.
You know, and now it makes it hard, and I get why it's hard for people to come out with their stories. I do understand that, but you know, now you're getting a whole bunch of people, myself included, in this.
If it's proven to be false that he had sexual relations with this 14-year-old girl, do we forgive him for the 16-year-old girls?
No. The fact is, I mean, that's creepy. It's fucking wrong. You know, it's illegal. But there's a statute of limitations on it. You know, as unfortunate as it is.
Stupid Sean Hannity did?
No.
Like, so he's talking about it. And he's talking to Geraldo Rivera, of all people. And they're talking about how the accusations. And then Hannity then turns around and says,
Clinton.
Wait a minute. Can I ask? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is Clinton a predator or a monster or whatever you said? And it's like, this is not the Clinton story. And as far as we know, no matter what horrible things Clinton may or may not have done, they were all of legal age as far as I've heard.
Yeah, Oliver brought that up, right? That's where I saw it.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
I like what he said. I don't like how Oliver branded it. It's not whataboutisms. It's called a straw man argument.
Yeah.
And I've said this many times. I do not give any fucking heading at all to straw man arguments. Now, asking is Bill Clinton a predator, like Oliver said, that's a very valid question. But that's not the question at fucking hand. You know, and there's a lot of people that do that. They deflect. And it's created such like a...
It's not, exactly. What about Hillary? Well, what about Hillary? She's not the president anymore. Stop talking about her.
It's not what we're fucking talking about right now. We're talking about this man being a fucking creep and preying on a fucking young girl. You know, but that's... It's just so fucked. We live in this really weird fucking time when it comes to discourse. Oh, excuse me.
And here's the thing. Disgusting, pervy people. I'm going to say people because, I mean, even though it's mostly men in these stories, I'm sure there's some slimebag bitches out there too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, Republican, Democratic, religious, not religious, atheist, whatever. There's pigs everywhere. It crosses all boundaries, rich or poor, you know, they don't care. When somebody can take advantage of somebody, like you said, they will.
They will. Fucking A, they will. It's what we do as a species. I just, you know, get it all out. Get it all done and fucking over with. I'm tired of it fucking being like every fucking week there's a new claim. Someone new comes forward about this. But you know what? No. Just get it all out. Anyone that has any fucking kind of claims against Hollywood.
Say it now. You got until the end of the year.
Yeah, just get it the fuck out. You know, because fuck sakes.
And still, I mean, like I said, I will cry tears when they announce Keanu Reeves has done something like this. I love Keanu Reeves, and
There was a report on Keanu.
it was?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that he's taken so many women out on respectful fucking dates, and he's a gentleman.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
He seems like a truly good, decent
He
person.
does, yeah.
And the only thing I would have to say about him is I heard he doesn't shower that much. So if he was my boo, he'd have to shower.
Yeah.
Or I just have to spray, you know, the bad parts with some Axe body spray or something. Whatever I would do for you, Keanu.
But I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Again, just get it out. Just get it all fucking out there. Throw all your cards on the fucking table. We're at a point right now where everyone's being believed. So you know what I mean. If you have a claim, just go out and fucking make it.
Don't worry. Yeah, exactly. We're believing you, and there's never been a better time to come out.
Yeah, exactly.
From the sexual assault harassment closet.
You know, we're finally at a point where we're not constantly victim blaming. So just come out with your fucking stories. Get it over with. It's gonna suck for the moment when you first put it out there, but I feel like everything will improve if people just fucking, you know, just get it done with. Just get it done, Band-Aid style. Just rip that fucker off.
Yeah, exactly. What do you want to talk about next? Anything specific? We got about 15 minutes.
No, not really. I did read a fucking pretty funny one the other day with the sex robots.
Oh gosh, tell me.
It's a guy who's making child sex robots.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I've seen it on, I want to say Rebel Circus, but I'm not 100%. But of course, a shitstorm ensued, you know, and rightfully so. Like rightfully so. People should be fucking, you know, kind of upset over that. But then in conjuncture with that, I also seen, I can't remember where the protest was. I know it was somewhere in the States. I know it was some stupid fucking anti-fascists holding a big fucking banner saying "Stop pedo bashing," trying to say that we're not allowed to fucking run our mouths about fucking pedophiles because they're people too. No.
Yeah, they are people too, but they're scum of the earth, and I will run my mouth about those fucking disgusting pigs. Fuck off. I saw an article. I didn't share it because I didn't know what else we could say about it, but I will just say, because we're talking about robots. New Zealand is making baby AI dolls. Okay. They want to kind of make people more compassionate to AI, and by having them look like us or be something we, you know, most people look at a baby and kind of feel love and affection. They are trying to make it as real and as lifelike as possible. Fuck that. I don't need any more babies in my life.
Yeah, really. I just don't understand why we're so dead set on developing AI. I personally don't see the benefit of it. Yeah, okay, you can say that it can eliminate human error, but human error is what makes life.
Yeah, I mean, you can program a machine to eliminate a lot of human error anyway, and it doesn't have to be AI.
Right? You know, the only thing that I can personally get my head around with in terms of the AI is with space travel.
Yeah.
Having something awake, something intelligent that can, in real time, hammer out a problem and fix said problem. You know, it's a great leap forward, especially with us looking to go
send them to
deeper.
Mars first and get the colonies ready.
Right. And that's it, right? Because we are looking at going deeper into space, longer space travel, which, you know, I'm definitely all fucking for. Like, I even signed up for that fake fucking company that was going to send people to Mars. Oh, did you really? Fucking right. If I have the chance. What
about Liz? Would she have gone?
No.
Yeah, I'm with you. As much as I love space and I'm fascinated by space, you couldn't get me out there.
Oh, I'm gone. I'm gone. The second I have a chance to fucking go and live.
Well, I mean, the people thought the Pilgrims were crazy, right? Exactly. And the settlers and the, you know, everybody that came here. Yeah, I guess.
I'm all about that. I'm definitely about that. Sign me up. Send me to fucking Mars.
Gotta go. That'd be kind of cool. That's like, my nephew's on Mars. He's a Martian.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know I'd never see Earth again. You know, I know I'd never get to go to a concert or go see the fucking latest summer blockbuster. Any fucking
that shit'll be all uploaded on the internet. You'd be able to watch it.
Fuck that shit. I'd be the first person to like bang on Mars. Like, go fuck yourselves. How many of you can say that you got your, you know, you got off on Mars? Exactly. Right? How many of you can say that you took a big dirty shit on the surface of Mars? None of y'all. I can. Suck it. Bunch of
green
fucking
potatoes and poop, like.
Yeah, exactly. Bunch of fucking normies living on Earth doing your fucking normie bullshit while I'm out on fucking Mars But yeah, no,
Hanging out with like the Mars Pathfinder.
yeah, I signed up in a heartbeat for that once I heard about it. I was actually really disappointed when I found out it was a hoax.
Yeah, bastards. Eh?
Yeah. And yeah, that's just the only benefit I see to it. That's it. That's the only way.
I'm kind of disturbed that they're making them so human-like. Like, I'm okay with like a robot that looks like a robot, and it has some AI. Like I said, some you know, I'm scared of the AI too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want it to look like, you know, my daughter walking around or my son. Like that's too much.
That statement you just made there is so racist.
Why?
I'm okay with robots, but they have to look like robots. They can't look like humans. Now I know racist isn't the right word for it, but you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm okay with black people, but they have to look like black people. Like,
no, I know.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but that's the first fucking thought. I mean, again, you know, I listen to this shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So like that's exactly where my mind went. That's just funny because now I'm thinking of the motherfucking protests that are gonna take on.
Well, it's just like if they're looking too human, right? Like, I don't know. It's just weird because they're not human.
They're not.
And you know, then because it looks human. I mean, people already feel like I feel sad about those things out in space that, you know, the freaking thing on the Rosetta Comet.
Yeah.
You know, I feel sad about the things on Mars that have, you know, run out of power and they're, you know, they're just sitting there all sad. They're not human. They're not even AI.
No.
And I feel sad for them. I feel bad for Pluto because it's not a planet. What am I going to do when I see an actual human-looking thing being smacked around by a person?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I do equate a lot of human things on things that are not humans.
Everybody
That's
does.
me.
Everybody does. You know, like I brought this up the last time we had this conversation. It was on that show Community where Buddy names the pencil Steven and then snaps the pencil in half, and Aaron's like, "Oh my god,
that's right. Yeah,
Steven." And it's the truth. That's how we all are. You know, the moment you equate a name, the moment you give it some kind of human attribute, your empathy kicks in. Yeah. And once you start feeling empathetic to a fucking machine, and we all do. I mean, like, I'd cry if you came here and broke my fucking coffee maker. Like, I'd be so upset. Like, that would be like my child fucking dying on me.
What's her name?
She don't have a name. I just call her Dirty Whore. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people name their cars or their guitars, right?
Yeah. No, that's true. But I don't know. I mean, robotics is obviously the way of the future. We kind of have to go that way. And not even have to, it's just, it's happening. So we might as well just jump on board, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of benefits to robotics. There's a lot of benefits to even AI, like a completely self-sufficient robot. Think of what it could do for personal care.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, you might eliminate the entire field of PSWs.
Yep.
Right? Which is a very, you know, that's a possibility.
It's a huge field.
Know?
But I mean, if somebody doesn't have enough money to have a human come or go to an old age home, they could have this AI that's not going to beat them.
No.
Right? I mean, look, there's a lot of elder abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a disgusting one. Like, I've never understood that shit. But yeah, no, exactly. It'd be great for that. Helping people, you know, who can't walk. You know, I seen I think it was Vice News was going off about it in Japan, where they essentially built fucking robotic slippers, kind of. They slip over someone's legs, and they give them the ability to walk. You know, and that's huge. That's fucking huge.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff is amazing. Right? It's miracles. Look, even these AI robots are, even the sex robot to some degree is a technological miracle. You know what I mean? Getting some guy laid who might never get laid. But
I mean, not really, because that thing's it's just
a big giant fleshlight.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was trying to think of the most polite way of putting it.
Starts to, you know, have human characteristics and can have a conversation with somebody. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have people that are really in love with their sex robots.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there already are.
Yeah. Like, I've talked about that show Humans before.
Yeah.
I know you don't watch it. But the thing on there is the way they've done it is all the robots, the AIs, they all have like weirdly bright color blue or green eyes. So you know if you're walking down the street.
Yeah, that's a robot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm cool with it, I guess. I know a lot of people aren't because, you know, the whole took her jobs and fucking that kind of nonsense. But
took her jobs.
Yeah, took her jobs. But I mean,
I went to Walmart yesterday. I had to get a cake for the goodbye party I was having, and so I got the cake, and it was busy, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I had nobody with me. I'm like, I'll just use the self checkout, the robot machine. So I scan it, tells me to put it on the bag part. I put it on the bag part, and what happens? It immediately falls over upside down. So I blame that robot machine for that.
Yeah, fuck you, robot. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you've seen this. It hasn't really gained much traction yet, but there's this small little movement in the UK right now. Of course, right now, because we just had our Remembrance Day celebrations, that is claiming that the poppy is a symbol of racism and that we should do away with the poppy during our Remembrance Day ceremonies.
Racist? Why? Because it has to do with heroin?
Because the fucking poppy symbolizes 2 wars that were fought for the betterment of white people.
But it was only white people fighting.
No, it wasn't. There was huge amounts
Japan. I forgot about Japan.
There were huge amounts of Sikhs and Hindus fighting for the British Army as British citizens who wear that poppy and who that poppy fucking commemorates. There are tons of black soldiers from fucking Canada.
Soldiers that were they weren't drafted. They were able to volunteer and go and fight, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, but that one really pissed me off. I read that the other day, and it really fucking rubbed me the wrong way that someone's gonna fucking come out and bring that into their realm of social justice fucking bullshit.
Fuck off.
It is not.
You don't want to wear the poppy, don't wear the poppy. Fuck off.
Yeah, like that's cool. You know, again, these boys went and fought these fucking wars, so you have the freedom to spout your fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? You don't want to respect them, don't respect them. Like, I'll tell you right now, I don't wear a poppy. I wear my fucking love for my Canada or my country and my people on my skin year fucking round. You know, I don't feel like a plastic flower really symbolizes my love for my country and my countrymen. But to sit there and call it a symbol of fucking racism just really shows how spoiled these little fucking snots are and how little adversity they've ever faced in their fucking lives.
Exactly.
You know,
can you imagine them trying to have the fucking balls to get into a trench like our soldiers did?
Oh, fuck no. Oh, absolutely not. These kids would be crying for a fucking safe space, saying, no, we have to let the Nazis kill the Jews because it's part of their culture. We can't be intolerant to their culture of murdering gypsies. Come on, can't we get along? Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That one really fucking boiled my blood. You know, there's also, I don't know if you've seen it, was huge on the so-called YouTube skeptic community. There were flyers put around a bunch of schools and universities saying it's okay to be white, which of course is inherently racist. That means that white supremacists have fucking taken over. You know, that one caused a huge fucking shitstorm the last fucking week. That one was funny to me. I watched some girl. I think she went to Ryerson today, having a fucking mental breakdown over it.
Oh my god! I saw an article yesterday. I guess I don't know some like fashion website, like like a 21 Forever, whatever the hell that place. But they did they had a line called kind of like just wake up and go kind of thing, right? So they had the 2 models. They had the white model, the black model. The white model had her hair in a messy updo with all these little pieces hanging out, right? It wasn't nice looking at all, just messy. The black girl had the same thing. People, and it wasn't even most black people. It was a lot of white people. Oh my god, look what they did to that poor black girl. Well, that's how her hair looked. She looked as men. That's what you had a lot of black women saying. Like, if I woke up and put my hair up, that's how my hair would look. They did the exact same thing. One girl is lucky to have straight blonde hair, and that's how her hair looked, right? It might have looked slightly better, not much. You know, and the other girl has curly hair that if she wants it to hang down loose like that, she has to press or straighten. And
I've kind of come to this conclusion. All of the things that people are claiming are racist, like especially again, I won't discount what people of color, as much as I fucking hate that goddamn term, but whatever. I won't discount what they say they've experienced as racism because, you know, whatever.
You can't know it. You know, we've never fortunately faced that kind of experience.
These white people coming out and saying, oh, that's racist on behalf of black people, that just shows that that's your racism. That you fucking seen that and automatically fucking said, oh, well, look how typical that black girl looks. That's on you. That's not on society. Yeah. That's all on you. You and your fucking guilt is making you more racist than these so-called white supremacists that are everywhere.
It's almost like, is it really white guilt or is it white fucking savior? Oh, let me stand up for these black people so that they can know that, you know, they have a voice in me, an ally in me. And I'm not saying give me an ally. Look, I support black people. I support their rights. I have a lot of, you know, people that I enjoy hanging out with that are black. I don't hang out with them because they're black. They just happen to be that way. I don't feel the need to go on every single article and comment about, you know.
And spout off about how oppressed and shit they are. Like, you are the racist. Like, you
they have their own voices. They can come out and tell you if they've been oppressed. Trust me, they know.
Yeah, it's the worst fucking thing about this whole kind of movement, you know. And I respect it. I do. I've said this countless times. If you cannot see the inequalities between white people and people of color, especially here in the West, then you're an idiot. Like, flat out, you're dumb.
Yeah,
there are inequalities. But shut up. It's not your job. Like, these people aren't weak. They're not fucking weak. They're not infants. They're not just off the fucking plantation. Like, they're educated. They're they're fucking people.
They're woke.
They're woke. You know what I mean, though? Like, they're fucking people like the rest of us. They have their own minds, their own voices. They don't need you crying fucking racism at everything. I mean, a perfect example of that is that Halloween costume that chick posted.
Yeah,
about the demon. And you have all these fucking white people. Oh my god, that's so racist. That's so racist. And the black people are like, the fuck's wrong with you? So you're
why are you trying to say a demon is a black person?
Right? Like, you are the racist. Like, you are literally the fucking racist. But you're so fucking progressive, you're too fucking stupid to realize it. You think that you're fighting that good fight, that you're on the fucking forefront. You know, like that's the other thing I find really comical about this shit. Is that these fucking idiots act like they're fighting a real fucking war. Like they're literally in the trenches on the front lines getting shot at by people. No, you're just projecting. You are fucking racist as all fucking hell. And it's funny as fuck that you don't see it. But you can't say that.
No. This is what they need to do as white people. When you see an article and you want to come on and claim racism or whatever, don't. Look for a black person who's commenting and say, wow, I support your beliefs, or thanks for educating me. That's what you can do. You don't need to go out and talk about what's racist because, you know what? Black people will tell us, or Asian people, or brown people, or Latino people. They're going to tell us what's racist.
The other side to it, though, and that was the whole thing with this campaign, the It's Okay to Be White campaign, which, by the way, started as a fucking troll on 4chan.
Of course it did.
Of course it did. And the fact that people are just biting this shit hook, line, and sinker, it still fucking kills me. Like, these people are trolling your fucking lives, and you keep fucking falling for it. Like, smarten up, idiots. But it was meant to show that there are a lot of nowadays inequalities for fucking white people where, like, it really isn't. It's kind of frowned upon to be white. Now, not for the most part. I mean, for the most part, most white people, we just go along our better days like fucking everything's the same because it is. Shit hasn't fucking changed.
Yeah.
It does become a problem, especially if you do pay attention to the quote unquote skeptic community on YouTube. There are a lot of issues. I mean, look at what was happening at that Evergreen College. You know, where they refuse to take classes with fucking white people or with white professors and shit like that, which is bullshit. Like, you're hindering your own education over fucking
grow up. College, you go to college or university to face ideas that you've never heard. Exactly, to challenge your beliefs, to learn how to formulate proper fucking arguments. You know, and you will hear things that make you angry or uncomfortable.
Exactly.
That's college or university.
You know. But
Grow up.
That one to me was really funny.
I don't care what color you are, grow the fuck up.
No, that shit to me was really funny. And if you have a chance in the next day or whatever, look that up. Look up the fucking "It's Okay to Be White" shit, because that stuff. I mean, fuck, the snowflakes are a melting.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I try to, and I mean, I'm not the spokesperson for white people.
No.
I've been lucky in life, whether it's because I'm white or just because I've been lucky in certain things. I've been lucky in a lot of other things too. Did I get any of my jobs because I'm white? Probably not, because I haven't really had any powerful CEO jobs. I've been cashier and a hairdresser and a dispatcher. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I did. But, I just try to treat everybody the same. I treat homeless bums that smell disgusting that come into my work. I still treat them as any other human being because, they are. As long as you're not yelling at me or being an asshole to me, I treat you the exact same way. I don't care what you look like.
No, I don't think most people do.
Yeah,
I really don't. I think there's like this small minority of people that they are fucking just assholes, and they do treat people badly depending on whatever the hell it is you want to peg it on. There are people like that out there, but it's not as bad as I think we're being kind of force fed. I really do.
Well, I think it's because we're seeing videos now, right? I think things always happened. Like you always saw or heard about, oh yeah, my friend was on the bus and somebody was going off on a black person.
Yeah.
Now you see it because people are recording it. So we see someone being, rude or racist to Muslims, or we see someone being, I only want to see a white doctor or whatever. Well, you know what? That shit's going to come out and you're going to be publicly shamed. So.
And that's that's the shit I've personally never understood. Like, you just brought up, like, I want to see a white doctor. What the fuck's it matter? This person went to med school. Did you go to med school? No, shut up and let the fucking guy do his job.
And it doesn't matter even if you're a doctor in your own country. When you come to Canada, you still have to have certain standards to meet before you can treat patients
exactly.
here. So it doesn't matter if they went to school in India or Vietnam or Britain. They still have to come here and meet certain standards. So they're as equal as any other doctor in Canada.
They're a fucking doctor and you're a warehouse worker. Shut the fuck up. You're not a medical professional. Shut up. Like, just shut your fucking mouth.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
Be happy that somebody will fucking treat you.
I don't know. I found everything to be fairly calm as of late. There was supposed to be some big, huge fucking thing in the States on November 4th, some fucking anti-fascist fucking revolution or some fucking shit. And I was really looking forward to it. Like, I was really looking forward to all the bullshit that came. But everything's been fairly quiet. There's obviously with the sexual harassment shit, that's kind of taken the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And 45 has kind of been calm as of late, so there's not even been a lot of that. But no, everything's been fairly quiet down south.
I feel like they just gave him all Quaaludes on his trip to Asia.
Yeah. Apparently he's got big news coming home from fucking Asia, which who fucking knows.
Well, he's best friends with Duterte or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Oh, there's something about, I was reading on Reddit last night. He apparently claimed he stabbed someone to death as a teenager.
Yeah, I saw that.
And didn't want to talk about any human rights issues during 45's visit because I guess he was scared that was going to come up. Like,
this guy's a nut job.
Oh yeah, that guy's fucking insane. Like, I remember first hearing about him and they're pegging his ass as like Asia's Trump, and I was like, oh, this is just fucking amazing. Because I mean, at least here, you don't have free reign to just kind of be a monster.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, someone will always keep you in check here.
Yeah.
Ish. We'll all speak our minds and whatever, but I mean, elsewhere in the world, it's not fucking like that. You can be a literal fucking monster and just go about your shit.
Do you think that in the Philippines, you and I could be on our Filipino versions of ourselves could be on a podcast saying that I can't say his name, is a monster?
No. I mean, shit.
We'd be hauled out of our houses and probably fucking stabbed to death by him.
Depending on our relations with whatever fucking country, like I could be prosecuted for fucking hate crimes here if I speak out against the wrong fucking person. So I mean, that's a fucking
but you're not going to be shot in the street.
No, not until the fucking communists get their fucking say and they're in power, and then and you just get shot in the street for protesting.
There was the Hollywood sexual harassment protest in the streets yesterday?
No, I didn't see that.
I don't know what they think they're going to accomplish with that.
Really, though?
You're not. You know what you need to do? You need people to come forward, like we said, and have these people removed from the industry or charged if possible. And that's the only way change is going to happen there.
It just sucks because, you know, there's some girl who just blew some fucking old, disgusting producer for a movie part.
Her name's Bella Thorne.
Yeah. And she's just sitting there waiting, going, fuck, I hope no one accuses him. He hasn't put me in the movie yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know that's a fucking scenario happening right now.
Well, there's, I'm waiting for it to come out. What's his name? I want to say it's like Dan. No, I don't want to say it because it might be the wrong name. It's the guy who produced iCarly, Victorious. He used to be as an actor on Head of the Class way back in the 80s and early 90s.
No,
many blind items about this guy boning the girls on the show. Young, underage girls. Huh. So, I mean, there's one that would be interesting for him to come out.
Fuck, did you see any of that, the November 8th protest? Well, the fucking scream at the sky like a fucking infant shit?
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I shared that article.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I saw it then.
Yeah. Oh, god damn, was that shit funny. Oh, my God. A year later, and these people are still carrying on with their fucking infant fucking temper tantrum. Shit was just, it was beautiful.
Well, at least they screamed at the sky and they didn't fucking smash shit and burn shit down, so.
No, they already handled all the trash can burning they could fucking handle, I suppose. Bunch of fucking children. Jesus Christ. It's not safe to be a trash can in the U.S. right now, I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God, trash can hate.
Yeah, them anti-fascists, they really have a problem with fucking garbage. Oh my God, speaking of which, I'll find the picture and I'll send it to you. They tried to, these stupid fucking anti-fascist fucking snobs tried to recreate the raising of the flag in Iwo Jima using a fucking trash can full of Starbucks cups and a fucking anti-fascist flag. Shit was amazing.
Oh my God. Did it fall like right over?
Of course it did, because it's fucking a trash can full of Starbucks cups. But just the elation in these fucking idiots' faces, like these kids really do believe like they're fighting a fucking resistance. Like, it's so fucking comical to me. The stupidest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Like,
what will they do if a real invasion happens?
Cry. Yeah. Cry and hope that those police and all them fucking people they hate with guns fucking protect their fucking asses, because they're all a bunch of little fucking crybabies that, you know, they're idealists.
Shot immediately anyway.
You know, they're just idealists, and I get that. I do. I don't know who said this quote, and I'm probably gonna fuck it up a little bit, but it actually rang real true for me. He says that if you're young and you're not a liberal, it shows you have no heart. But if you're old and you're not conservative, it shows that you have no mind.
Oh, I have no mind.
See, but it's different though, like, because it didn't mean it wasn't affixed to political parties, right? It was more the thinking behind it, because it's true, when we're young, we're idealists. We're full of
rebels and full of fire.
Exactly. We have this vision of the perfect world, and we're really into going out and achieving that perfect world. And I'm cool with that. I really am.
Yeah.
But when you get older and you start paying bills and you start realizing that, you know, the world itself, not just...
I don't got time to go hang out with Antifa. I got, clean the carpet.
You know, it really rang real true to me. Like, I've said this before. You know, being a punk and metalhead, you know, I knew a lot of like really crazy fucking liberals when I was young. Had these really big ideas about what the world should be and shit like that. And now these same people are like the staunchest fucking conservatives I have ever fucking met.
Yeah.
You know, and it all changed once they start having kids. You know, they got jobs, they had to start fucking paying bills, and their ideals just they changed overnight. Man, no, that one rang real true to me, and I hope these young fucking resistance fighters, as they like to fucking peg themselves as, you know, I hope they grow up one day and realize that it's all a fucking sham, boys. Like, you're fighting the wrong fight. I think when they were doing the Occupy Wall Street stuff, they had a better idea of what was actually oppressing the world than they think now.
That's what is controlling the world more than anything else, people.
You know, you can go out in the streets and you can...
Go protest Nestle!
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, you can go get out in the streets and protest fucking 45 all they want. You know, cool.
Nothing's gonna change.
Nothing's gonna change. No one fucking cares because you're not doing anything real. You're just fucking grandstanding essentially, and I mean, no one fucking cares about that shit anymore. I don't know. I fucking hate them all.
Well,
I hate them all.
We know how Arthur feels.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the show. We went a bit longer while Arthur ranted, which was good.
Yay.
Have a good couple days. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, bye.